For the past 4 seasons I've been covering Chinese contenders, usually there's one team that you can point to and say, this team is going to win the whole thing without a doubt by the end of the regular season. In my first season, Season 2 2018, you had the team of Lucky Futures Zenith, the team filled to the brim with Overwatch League caliber talent. Erster, DM, Marvel, Michelle, IDK, a team that went 19-1 in the regular season and ended up winning the grand finals pretty handedly against LGD Gaming. In Season 3 of 2018, you had T1W, a team that went undefeated in the regular season and only lost a map the entire season and playoffs in the grand finals to Flag Gaming, using Doomfist goats and one of the best Doomfist players in the world, Micha, to their advantage to claim the first title for an all-Chinese roster in Chinese contenders. In Season 1 of 2019, we had LGE.Huya and their star Sombra one-trick hacker who played Sombra and only Sombra for basically the entire season, and they were able to roll through the rest of the competition in Chinese contenders, easily taking out T1W in a very quick, very clean 4-0 in the grand finals to get themselves their first championship in Chinese contenders. There was always a team above the curve, and this season it seemed like it was BLG. They walked through the group stages, had the best roster by far talent-wise, and they banished their demons when they beat T1W in the last week of the season, something they couldn't do the season previous. So how did a team like LGE.Huya manage to win this season of contenders, repeat as champions, and take the only spot China had in Gauntlet? A spot that LGE lost China at the Pacific Showdown, I might add. Well, let's take a look. LGE struggled throughout the regular season. They look like a shell of the team that won Chinese contenders the season before, and even a shell of the team that played at the Pacific Showdown. Their season started off strong though, with a 4-0 victory over Team CC, with LGE running their trusty Sombra Goats composition. While the scoreline looks like they destroyed their opponents, you could see little cracks in their gameplay. Hacker wasn't getting the same value with EMP as before, the follow-up wasn't the same, Kami and New Edition Sven continuously swapped from Brigitte to Zarya, and back again. Then they played BTRG, and this is where everyone began to worry about this team. LGE were on the verge of losing to BTRG. BTRG, for those of you new to Chinese contenders, is a pretty weak team. Not only were they up 2-0, they were beating LGE at their own game. They fought fire with fire in the Sombra Goats mirror, and they were winning! If it wasn't for heroics from main tank JMac and flex support Molly, LGE easily could have been swept by BTRG. They managed to come back though and take the series 3-2. In week 4, things started to turn very sour for LGE. Not only did they end up losing a 3-2 series to Chinese contenders newcomers Ballburster Gaming, Hacker had also announced his retirement at the end of the regular season. This put LGE in a very awkward position. Hacker had been the most influential piece of LGE. Their playstyle revolved around Hacker almost exclusively throughout their run to the Season 1 2019 championships. Now he was gone for real this time. LGE in the last series of the season had someone named Merit on their team, a hitscan player from Kongdu Panthera and Team Griffin. He played a couple of rounds in LGE's last game of the season, but it was not a good start. In their final series of the regular season, LGE lost to a team called Phantom Wizard, widely regarded as one of the worst teams in China at the time. And let me be clear, LGE didn't just lose, they were destroyed, annihilated. Whatever gruesome term you can find for defeat, you can use it to describe what happened to LGE in this 3-1 loss. Hacker's career in LGE.Huya's season ended with a pretty big whimper. LGE ended the season with a 3-2 record, finishing in the second seed of their group. This meant that they would be facing T1W.GZA in the quarterfinals, the team that kept China's only remaining Gauntlet spot at the Pacific Showdown and who LGE obliterated in the previous season's grand finals. The T1W.GZA match versus LGE.Huya was one of the most entertaining matches I've ever seen in Chinese contenders, if not the most. The 2-2-2 lock had been implemented, and both LGE and T1W seemed to not have a great grasp on the meta just yet. T1W though had Micha, one of the best Doomfists in the world, up there with Sparkle and Danid. Micha was almost able to carry the other 5 members of T1W.GZA past LGE, but in the end, LGE prevailed by shutting down Micha's Doomfist the best they could with a lot of McCree and Sombra usage. The series came down to last map, last round, 99-99, and a very aggressive dive cost T1W the series. LGE would win 3-2 and move on to face BLG, the titans of this season of Chinese contenders. BLG versus LGE was a matchup we saw last season in the semifinals as well. While BLG put up the best fight against LGE last season, they weren't able to stop Hacker and LGE's Sombra Goats. This season, all the pressure was on BLG, who were the best team in the group stages hands down. They finished the regular season with a 5-0 record, only losing 3 maps total. It seemed that all the stars were finally aligning for BLG and their star players, Over, Shy, Mika, and Coldest, to get the Contenders Championship they chased after for so long. It was not meant to be though. These semifinals played almost exactly like their previous semifinal in Season 1 of 2019. A 5-map series, a drawn map, and a 3-1 scoreline for LGE.Huya. BLG looked completely lost when it came to playing the 2-2-2 meta, and this was arguably the best match Merit had played yet. While BLG were relying on Shy to pull out crazy flank plays and be the hero, LGE stuck to their guns utilizing the Hanzo Mei Ice Pick composition to its full potential. LGE would have a chance to complete their redemption arc in the Grand Finals against Team CC. LGE in the Grand Finals proved they were without a doubt the best team in Chinese contenders at running the meta 2-2-2 composition. If not for a 6.5 minute hold on Temple of Anubis Point B by Team CC, LGE could have very easily 4-0'd this series. Instead, they had to settle for a 4-1 victory, making Team CC look like a team that started playing 2-2-2 once they got into the server for Game 1. LGE would take the Gauntlet spot, the only one remaining after LGE themselves lost the second one Chinese contenders had at the Pacific Showdown. They would become the only team besides Lucky Future Zenith to repeat as champions of Chinese contenders. LGE are a team that no one thought had a chance to do anything going into playoffs. No Hacker, no momentum, no hope. Now they are returning to the international stage, fighting against the best contenders has to offer around the world. They have a chance to redeem themselves at Gauntlet. Not only that, but they have a chance to show the world and China that they deserve to be the representatives of Chinese contenders.